Hi, I'm Wendy Rahamat and welcome once again to Indigenous Bites. These episodes are all about sustainability in food, and today it's all about the fishing industry. And of course, we love to consume fish. Wouldn't it be great if we could consume the fish that is caught in our waters and not have to import a lot of fish? So I'm here with fisherman Neil Campbell. Neil, thank you so much for being my guest today. And he is a fisherman from the Vestini area, but you're really from Rosilac.
Yes, Wendy, it's an honor for me to be here as well.
Thank you so much for your time.
Enjoy.
So tell me about you and your career or your profession as a fisherman. How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been fishing like 14 years now, but I really grew up in the area of Vestini. I grew up there and I've been fishing from ever since we were small, going on the rocks looking for crab. So it's something that I've always loved. It was always in me, and yeah, I continue to do it up to today.
So is there a lot of fish in that water, particularly in the area of Vestini and Labrie? Or do you have to go out quite a bit? Do you fish with line or do you go out with nets?
Well, we fish with lines, we fish with nets, we fish all different style of fishing. You know, there is fish in the water. They come at different times of the year.
Right.
As the year circulates, you will find that certain types of fish will come in at different times. And yes, there is fish there to sustain the country, you know. I would like to say that, yes, because they circle the globe.
Right, and you know, they always say that it's good to eat what is provided by Mother Nature. So don't go looking for specific types of fish if it's not seasonal. I don't think people realize that fish is seasonal as well, like you just said.
Yes, it is.
You know?
It is. A
So
certain time you will get anchovies, certain times you will get carrot, you will get kingfish, certain times you may even get the salmon. Certain fish come, they go up the river to spawn.
And so you are a client of the LEND program. So tell me how has that helped you as a fisherman?
Well, at times, you know, in business, sometimes you tend to go through a bit of, as we should say, a constraint, you know, and sometimes you might need certain things. Your business might be at a certain point where, look, you have this, you have the boat, you have the engine, and then you might say to yourself, hey, look, I need net because I need to catch more fish.
So they helped you financially?
So financially, they helped me.
So they helped you to become more profitable as a fisherman?
I got to say that they are quite accommodative and hospitable, you know.
So they tell me about your hours as a fisherman, because I always think that you have to go out in the wee hours of the morning or overnight. So let me know, how many days do you fish for the week?
Well, we fish 6 days a week. The hours is a bit, it's different because it's not like on land where you could say, well, hey, look, I want to come home for a certain time because you don't know what you're going to meet out there. This is the forces and nature. This is Mother Earth. So you have to do it with the tide, you know. So sometimes the fish might be pushing in the evening tide, they might be pushing in the morning tide, they might be pushing with the rising tide, they might be pushing with the falling tide. Well, you get the updates from the weather, you know, they say, well, so high tide will be at that time, low tide will be at that time. So you keep track of your fish that way, of the fish, how they move.
So what's the deepest waters you go out to?
We can go up to like probably about say 300 feet deep, you know, 300-400 feet. That's really deep. But most of the time, some of the fish, they come to shore.
Right.
So you don't need to go that depth to get them. So when they come in, you wait on them and you get them when they come in. So you're fishing, you would like to fish in around depths of all 80 feet.
So tell me something about the size of the fish that you catch, because sometimes I would go, because I go to the San Fernando Fish Market. I'm still somebody that goes down and gets my fish fresh from my fishmonger, right? But of course, sometimes you'll get a kingfish that's like huge, maybe 8 pounds, and then sometimes it's small. When we catch them small, is that like overfishing, or we catching them before they mature? Is that a bad thing?
No, I don't. It's not overfishing. Even if they are smaller, because the amount, the capacity that you have, there are lots of them at different. They will be a different size in the pack.
So it's not cruelty to fishies.
No. Yeah.
Right.
As long as it weighs more than 3 pounds, yeah, you can safely say it's mature.
So Neil, let's talk about shark. You know, we love that on this island, but unfortunately the world population has gone down drastically and it is being overfished. What are your views on shark?
Well, I mean, shark plays a very important part in the ecosystem that we have today. And as we can see as fishermen, as we being out there ourselves, we see that we pick up less and less shark as we fishing. You know, it really is true.
So we could change up the shark and make the narrative in our culinary history and switch over to fish and bake. What are your views? How do you feel about that as a Trini?
Yes, I think that will be very good, you know, because there are other fishes also that does almost the same, same job.
What other fish do you think can take the place of shark with respect to the texture? Because shark is a meaty fish.
I would like to say the salmon filleted.
The white salmon.
Yeah. Mostly the chairfoot salmon. We call it the chairfoot salmon. There are different types of salmon, you know.
Yeah.
There are the German salmon, you have the chairfoot salmon, you have the silver salmon, you have the blackback salmon.
So this is not the regular orange salmon that people seem to think.
No.
Yeah, it's just it's salmon though? Is it another type of fish that we colloquially call salmon?
No, it is salmon. There are different species under the salmon that come under the salmon umbrella.
Right.
Yeah.
And what about pulling seine? We don't do that anymore.
Yes, a seine, we pull seine, yes. Sometimes, you know, when the fish come in, we organize a boat and we got a big land seine and we make a great circle on the shore, and right there you pull back in.
Because I'm accustomed, when I was younger, would go to Mayaro and that was like
pulling seine,
popular sight. Hardly see that anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Pulling seine, jellyfish, everything.
Oh Lord.
Well, this is a great conversation. Thank you so much. So I think you bought some fish for me today?
Yes, I did.
What did you bring for me?
Well, salmon. I brought salmon.
Okay, so let's go into the studio now and cook some salmon.
Yeah, sure. I will enjoy that.
Great. Neil, you're in my studio and we're going to be cooking a really delicious but different fish dish today. I'm going to take some of the fish fillets that you brought for me and I'm going to marinate that in some jerk seasoning. Then we're going to wrap that in some banana leaves and steam it. And to go with that, we're going to make a sauce with lemongrass and coconut milk. Sounds delicious?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we're going to start by burning leaves. You know how you burn banana leaves? Have you ever done that before?
Well, I think I have an idea how it's done.
Yeah, because, you know, we'd use it for our pastels.
All right, for pastels, yeah.
Right, so when you get like a leaf that's just been picked, you want to just run it over the stove for the fire until you see how it starts to turn color.
Okay.
So it's sort of releasing the oils inside of the leaf and it's making it very pliable. And believe it or not, that's what gives pastels its distinctive flavor as well.
All right,
you know?
Yeah. Doing something there.
So you want to try and do one?
Yeah.
Go ahead. And you can do this and these leaves will stay in your fridge for quite a long time.
Okay, this helps to preserve it also.
Yeah, it does, it does. Great.
I could help you this one too.
Yeah, sure. And one more after that. It's a really interesting indigenous way of cooking food, you know, wrapping it in the banana leaves, and it's something we never think about.
Yeah,
You know,
for
the Central American countries do that with their tamales.
Okay.
You know, they wrap
okay.
it in their banana leaves are used extensively in Central American cooking. It's really quite a popular way that the vehicle they used to cook with. This one more. So you can actually buy these already done, you know, in packs. You know, me, the convenience cook, I would buy them for my pastels every year.
Alright, so you don't go through this burning.
No, not all of us have
too
banana leaves in our backyard.
Alright.
They're gone are the days for hacking down a few leaves, right? Right, good. So here we go, that's done. So these are the fillets that we've just you brought for us. They look quite lovely, very delicious. I'm just going to pat them dry with some paper towels. So yeah, so when you're marinating any type of meat, it's always important to get a lot of the water or moisture out.
Alright.
So that it will actually pick up whatever marinade you put onto it, right? Or else what happens is that the water just carries away the flavor in.
Alright.
Right? Yeah. So there we go. So I've got some jerk seasoning here. So you want to go ahead and rub this on for me. We need about, come on. And you can sort of rub it with the back of your spoon. Go ahead. There you go. Now this is very, very hot. Now you know Jamaican jerk is extremely hot, right? This is a mild one, but it's also quite hot. It's made mostly from hot peppers, allspice berries, a lot of fresh thyme, a lot of chive, garlic, ginger, nutmeg.
Okay.
It's like everything Caribbean in the most amazing, addictive.
Okay, all the best type of
Yes, I
seasoning
think
that you
so.
have.
I think Jamaicans have mastered jerk. I think really this has a lot, so it's going to be too hot. And you know, with something like fish, Neil, you want to just make sure that you don't over season it as well, you know? Yeah, because you want it beautiful.
Fish.
Yeah, exactly. So you want those flavors to come through as well. So I'm going to turn these over. So what's your favorite way to cook fish?
Well, we roast it sometimes on the beach, you know, we don't have this set ambience, but we...
I think that's a better ambience though. I'd much rather be roasting fish on the beach right
Yeah,
now,
I mean,
you know?
so would, yeah.
I would.
You have that raw...
So you make like a fire on the beach?
We use the old driftwood, gather them together, get 2 stones, a piece of tinning, and you just put it there, you light your fire, and you turn the fish over. And,
Do you have to dig a hole in the sand, or you do it on top?
If you want, you can do it on top, or you can also dig a hole in the sand and roast your fish. Yeah.
Do you wrap the fish in anything?
No.
You
We
do
put
it-
it just like that, just as is.
Does it not stick?
It stick, but the scales on it, you're scraping off that. You're not going down to the scales. The scales, the guts, everything, you keep away from that. You gotta know what you're doing with that.
Great. Okay, so
Yeah.
I've got a wok with a steamer here, because I love to use my wok to cook with. So I'm gonna bring the water to a boil. So once this comes to a boil, right, you're gonna see the steam start to come out here. I'm gonna start here, and you're gonna help me to wrap my fish in the leaves.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put a little piece here. So you'll just follow me along. Okay, so that's your piece here. And I've got a piece here.
You got a special way.
Oh, and we forgot a very, very Angostura bitters.
Okay.
Of course.
Some
This is
bitters up
wonderful
in there.
with this goes wonderful with seafood. It really does. And you see with the flavors of jerk, because the bitters has got all these wonderful spices in
Oh,
it,
yeah.
it just will go really, really well. Bring up all those flavors beautifully. So we've got that in there. So let's wrap this now. You want to wrap it so that it doesn't really, it stays like a little pack, right? Good. You good there? Oops. Okay, so you want to be a little gentle. Right, see? Do it like a pack.
Okay.
Right. Because you want to make it sort of waterproof.
All
So
right.
it sounds like steamy already.
Once the
So once we
steam-
finish up with the other two,
And you know, fish doesn't need much
right.
heat in cooking also.
It doesn't need a long time to
Yeah.
cook. So you could go ahead and wrap the other piece. I'll take this one because this looks. Are we good?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So it's very simple now. See all that wonderful steam?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it down like so. And steam is a very, very powerful mode of cooking. It's very, very powerful way to cook things. You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
And I'd say
I think it's
not more than
also
10 minutes, that's going to be cooked.
Okay, it's
Right.
very healthy too. I think it's healthy, you know.
It is, and very delicious. So the next time you're on the beach, you can get your fish and you can forage around for banana leaves and wrap your
Okay,
fish in that
true
before you
food
put
and-
it onto the fire.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We gotta try that.
Give me that little piece of a little thing there.
Yeah, we try that for sure
Yeah,
next
definitely.
time. Yeah.
Don't forget to invite me. Yeah.
No, I won't.
Right. So Neil, we've put our fish wrapped in banana leaves to steam. So once that's happened, we're going to make this sauce that goes with it. So lemongrass, I asked you before we started to shoot what this was. And you
Yes.
said it was lemongrass, right?
Alright.
So what do we use lemongrass for traditionally in the Caribbean?
Well, it's like a cooling. I think
Right.
we use it
Fever
for
grass is what
cooling.
we call
Yeah,
it.
fever grass. We know it as that. It's used for cooling. It's very good for probably almost any type of sickness. I would always remember, you know, Mom, you would say, hey,
Yeah.
you get your fever grass, make sure and drink your fever grass.
But do you know that the essence of this stalk of fever grass is really in the stem here, which is one of the biggest ingredients in Thai and Southeast Asian cuisines, and it's one of the most delicious. If you just give it a whiff and smell the beauty in there. Can you smell that?
Okay,
It's
all the
beautiful.
potencies
Right,
really
exactly.
inside,
So
yeah.
what we're going to do with this, you really have to sort of hit it a bit. You know, you got to pong it up. It's a bit it's hard, right?
Okay.
So we want to pong that up. And we sort of slice it off of the stems like this. Now, if you've got it in your yard, you just wanna. It's a lot more tender than if you we don't really sell fever grass,
Okay. No,
so we have to sort of slice it really small. You wanna try?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll give it a try. Yeah.
You got to do it finer than that, a lot thinner. Yeah. Right. So when you're doing that and while we pound it, to start to release all the
Okay.
aromatics that's in there, because you smell ginger,
Yeah,
you smell
it's
lemon
quite
and
potent.
lime, and it's very, very fragrant. And it marries very well with coconut milk. And the coconut milk, the mellowness of the coconut milk and the sweetness of the coconut milk is going to contrast really deliciously with the spiciness of the jerk, right? So we've got a nice balance of flavors there.
Yeah. So you go down with all the grass here.
Yeah, I think we've got enough there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So I'm just gonna put this here now and try and make that a little bit finer. It's very easy to grow this, you know. If you get a stem, you throw it in some
Yeah,
water,
grow
it shoots
very
up some
easy,
roots,
you
and
know,
everybody,
we even plant some.
yeah, you could have it in your yard.
Yeah.
So, and with that, I'm going to add some garlic, about 2 cloves.
Oh, it's amazing to know how much thing the fever grass can do.
Yeah,
you know, it's-
exactly. Yeah, that's great, right? So you have to, and you make tea, you can infuse it into syrups as well. You know, when you use it in desserts, in drinks, it really's got a beautiful flavor. So we've got those 2 chief ingredients there. The main ingredients. So once this is warmed up, we're going to put a little bit of oil in the pot. You want to go ahead and do that? And squeeze. A little more, just a little more. Right, that's perfect. Thank you. So you'll be the stirrer today.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Enjoy that. Yes.
Great. So let's put that in there. I'm going to start to stir it up a bit. Okay, that's good. So we just want to let it sit there and start to sizzle, and then you're going to smell the aromatics coming out of the oil.
All right.
It's a very easy way to cook. You know, you think, oh, there's a lot of ingredients and a lot of steps, but it's very indigenous and it's very local.
You can see that.
It's very different as well. So you get different flavors all the time.
Yeah. I'm looking at this one here. Yeah, I see. Well, I mean, most of the time we put so much things into these things,
Yeah.
you know, and just to know, well, just a few things that you need that could get it going.
So next time you go out on to fish, you could take your little lemongrass there with you.
Yeah,
bottle
for
and
sure.
You hit the shore to tell your
Yeah.
fellas, hey, you have it.
Come on, is it here now?
Exactly. So there you go.
Oh,
Can you smell that?
It smells nice.
Beautiful.
Wow.
So you're gonna add some coconut milk. Put some in there for me. Not a lot, huh? About, I would say 4, and I'll tell you until when. Yeah, we're good.
Stir it up again.
Yeah, go ahead. And I'm gonna put some more bitters in there.
Wow, getting a crash course in this. Yeah, enjoying it, man.
Right. So what we want to do essentially here now is let the coconut milk reduce a bit, or evaporate some of the water, so then the sauce gets a little more concentrated.
All right.
But I think we could put a little bit of salt. Forgot
Yeah.
salt. I think salt is a big flavor booster.
Yeah,
no?
salt.
Some people don't like to eat with,
Wow.
cook
Yeah,
with a
you
lot
know,
of salt. It makes a lot of
smells real great. I
Smells
just
good,
get
huh?
a certain smell there. Yeah. Wow.
Right. So we'll just turn this down, and we'll come back in about, let's say about 6 or 8 minutes to check up everything.
Okay.
So now that the sauce is done and it looks delicious, moment
Yeah,
of truth for our fish. So you want to take the cover off?
Sure.
Great, the rest is there. Thank you. So there you go. So let's take this out now and see how we look. Just drip off some of the water. Put it here. Gorgeous. See how flaky,
Yeah.
tender,
Well cooked too.
beautiful. Yep. So let's get another piece.
Yeah.
We can fit one more on the plate.
Great.
Get out some of that water. See, it's such a simple way to cook fish, huh?
Yeah, to me, you don't need much fire. You don't need much seasoning.
Yeah, I want to think I'll
Fish
grab
is a
this piece
thing,
instead. Yep, that's right.
It's just very minimal as minimum could be.
I'm going to take this one out and slide him on there. It's so tender.
Yeah, it's just.
It looks
setting apart,
luscious.
it's
So
already-
now is the time that we want. This is the best
use
part.
the seasoning.
So we're going to take our sauce now. And as the French would say, we're going to nappe our fish. We're going to slightly
Okay.
place our sauce onto it. There we go. Doesn't that look good?
Yeah. There you have it, folks. I gotta say, yeah, it looks delicious. It looks great. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Wendy, you've done a great job.
Thank you, Neil. Thanks for being on the show today.
I appreciate you having me, and yeah, anytime you feel like
You're
you want me
welcome.
to come back, I'll be there for you.
Thank
Be
you.
sure of this.
See you guys next time.
Okay.